In this particular program on array of characters or also known as strings, I'm going to try to find out or show you how you can find the frequency count of alphabets in a message. Let us say for example, I have the message A, B and small c. Frequency of A is 1, frequency of B is 1, frequency of C is 1. Let us say I had one more A, then the frequency of A would be 2. Now, in order to do this, it's really simple. Let me explain the logic. The ASCII value of capital A is 65, capital B is 66, small c is 99. So what I am going to first do is I am going to determine whether the character is uppercase or lowercase. If it is an uppercase character, I am going to subtract it from 65. Since I know that in the English language there are only 26 alphabets starting from 0 to ending at 25 or from 1 to 26. So suppose the input character is A, okay, and I subtract it from 65. I am going to get an integer value 0. So in the 0th position, I'll say that the frequency of A is 1. Now next when I get B, if I subtract 65 from B, I will get answer as 1. So in the index array, I'll say that in the first position, the frequency is 1. Now when I get small c, I will not subtract it from 65. I'll subtract it from 97 because that is the range of small alphabets A to Z. So it will give me 2. So in 2 what I will do is in the second position I'll put the frequency as 1. So let me explain to you this program through the use of all these particular data structures. I have defined the size of a message as 100. So I have given the message as welcome testing. So in this particular string, if you see, W I believe occurs only once. E occurs 1, 2 and 3 times. Okay, so E is 3 times. L is only 1. C is again 1. O is 1. M is 1. Okay, and E I have already counted. T is 2. Okay, so this way it's going to print the frequency of every character. So in order to store the frequency of characters, I have taken, okay, I have taken an array called as frequency. Sorry, this should be an integer array. Okay, this cannot be this thing. So this is going to be an integer frequency of 26. I have given it the initial value 0. So all the characters or all the values in this array are going to be 0 initially, because if I initialize one position, everything else is going to be 0. Now just I had I to travel through an integer array. I have index which is going to tell me in what location I need to increase the frequency. So in the first step, I am saying PTR is assigned the address of this particular array of characters. Then what I am doing is while, alright, star PTR, that means the location referred to or pointed to by PTR is not equal to null. I am going to do certain amount of processing. In the first processing, I am going to check whether location pointed to by PTR is greater than or equal to A and location referred to by PTR is less than or equal to capital Z. If the input alphabet is between A to Z, then what I am going to do here is I am going to calculate index is equal to, alright, the location pointed to by minus 65. Alright, so suppose it is a capital A, okay, suppose it's capital A, what is going to happen? It is going to subtract, convert it into integer and then subtract, or I can even simply put this as capital A. Because my index is integer, the result of this is going to be an integer. Then after this, what I am going to do is in that particular position, frequency of index, okay, is equal to frequency of index plus 1. That means the count of A is increased by 1. Alright. This particular process will keep going on for every character it finds. Now what I need to do is I need to worry about whether it's a lowercase character. So I'm going to say else if it is between small a to small z, then what I'm going to do, I'm not going to subtract from capital A, I'm going to subtract from small a. That is going to give me the index and I'm again increasing the index by 1. And just to make the code more clear, I'm just going to say else and semicolon. Now I need to increase the pointer to the next position, so I'm going to say pointer plus plus. Since the data type is a character, the pointer is going to increase by 1 byte or go to the next memory location. This way, it is going to calculate the index of every character in this input string. So once I run it, once I compile and run it, you will be able to easily understand the logic. So for I equal to, int I is equal to 0, I less than 26, because 26 is the last characters, I plus plus. So I'm going to print frequency of every character here in this particular loop. Frequency of percentage C FREQ. That means I'll show you what this is percentage D and and then I'm going to say slash n, and I'm going to say FREQ of INDEX index. All right, and then close it here. Percentage C, I'm going to use the value of I is 0. So if I add 65 to it, it is going to say 0 plus 65, it is capital A, ASCII value of capital. So it will say frequency of A is so much. Then I becomes 1, frequency of B is so much, frequency of C is so much, and so on. So I should not use index here, I should use the value I, because I is going to show the frequency of every term. So this is going to show me the frequency. So I don't need this particular bracket to avoid this confusion. All right. So let's first take this into our favorite online GDBC compiler and then try to run it, because you can never be sure that your logic is 100% correct until you really test it. All right. So I'm just going to, hopefully it compiles. Okay, seem to be lucky. It seems to be compiling, but then the devil is always in the details. So if you see there is no A, so it has given frequency as 0. There is no B, frequency as 0. C, there is 1, so it has correctly given frequency as 1. Again, there is no D, frequency is 0. E, there should be 3 E's. There's 1, 2 and 3. So it has shown frequency of E as 3. Again, there is no F, frequency is 0. There is 1 G, so it has shown frequency as 1. There is no J, no K, but there's one L, the welcome L, this frequency of 1. There's one M, there's one N, okay, there's one O, there's two T's, because this T and this T. So now you can understand that this particular thing is calculating the frequency correctly. So just to help you understand how this particular program really worked, so what it did is I assigned the address of the array to PTR. So when I say star PTR, it is pointing to the value at address 0. So it is pointing to W. W is between A and Z. So now I am saying star PTR is referring to W. W minus capital A, 65. So what is the WXYZ? So it's going to be somewhere around 87. 87 minus 65, whatever is the value, that will give the index. At that particular position of the index, it will go and put the frequency as 1. So this is 90, 89, 88, 87. So W is 87. So 87 minus 65, okay, it's going to give you the index of W. So into that particular position, it has made the frequency as 1. Whatever is the old value of frequency was 0. In this step, I made the frequency of all the terms as 0. Now what I have done is, after W, I am going to E. Before going to E, I come here, I need to increase the pointer by 1. So from W, the pointer is now referring to E. Now location pointed to by pointer E is not null. Is it between A and Z? False. Is it between A and Z? Is true. Now ASCII value of E, whatever is the ASCII value of small e, minus 97, okay, it's going to take us to this particular index E. So index is going to get this particular value, that is 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Index is going to be 4. So frequency of 4 is going to be frequency of 4 plus 1. This way, for each and every character, it is going to process, increase the index based on what the message is. I can show you for one more thing. In order to show that this is working perfectly, I'll give 3 A's and 3 3 capital A's and 3 small a's. That means it should show frequency as 6 and everything else should be a 0. Okay, here you go. So I can just make it a little large so you can end up seeing it. So here you can see frequency of almost everything is 0. So here again everything is 0 except if you see the frequency of A happens to be 6. That means this particular logic is working perfectly. So just don't get confused by this PTR. PTR is referring to the address of STR. So star PTR tells me value at that particular address. So this way we are going to process this entire message and give you a count of how many frequency of each character was what particular number.